Hey everybody, thanks for watching another one of my videos. This is really exciting for me. It's first part of 2025 and planning to get out quite a bit this year. And on top of that, get my videos posted rather quickly as opposed to a couple I have coming out here shortly that are from the middle of 2024. So besides that, not really a resolution, just get off your fat butt and get it done. Illusion, so if that makes sense, if it isn't even a thing. All right, so I'm down here in southern Arizona. I have not traveled down here before, so this is what's gonna make this a lot of fun. In college, approximately 30 years ago, 3 decades, holy crap, I was a mascot for my college. I was Louis the Lumberjack at Northern Arizona University, and I came across this road on the way down to Chiricahua. It's called Mascot Mine Road. You gotta run it, right? So let's take a look at this road, see how much fun it is, and maybe there's a place to camp or not. It's about 2 o'clock. Sun sets at around 5, so I got a few hours. So I'm gonna run up this canyon, see if there's anywhere I could possibly camp for the night. If not, I'm gonna head down towards the Chiricahuas a little bit closer and set up down there. All right, let's get rolling. All right, guys, well, that lasted approximately 300 yards. I got up here to this cattle guard, and I got a sign right here, keep out, private property. So wasn't listed as private property on the old Gaia, but hey, gotta respect people's wishes. So this is Mascot Mine Road. I was a mascot. I drove on it for 300 yards, bucket list check. Let's move on. All right, guys, so just rolling down the road. One of the other spots I wanted to check out was this Fort Bowie, and it's about 8 miles off of the highway. Super nice graded dirt road, little wash party from all the 2-wheel drive cars, but otherwise not too bad. So I'm here at the trailhead. I need to get my steps in. It's roughly about 3 o'clock. Looking at the sun, it's questionable. It's 1.5 miles there and back, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Go check out these ruins, get back here. You're not supposed to camp here, but we'll see how things are when I get back here. I mean, there's nobody out here, so and I'm not officially camping. I'll just be parked in a parking spot with the back of my truck elevated. Haha. So yeah, let's get the backpack on and go for a stroll. All right, guys, so I'm on the trail. It's a 1.5 mile run out to there, and it says at a leisurely pace you can do it in 2.5 hours. So I need to be a little bit cautious of time because it is 3 o'clock with the sun going down at 5:30. I did bring a flashlight because that's the kind of stuff you need to bring with you. I did bring some water in the backpack. I got my other camera in the backpack, and I also threw a flannel into the backpack. The weather right now is in the mid to upper 70s. It's been real nice. But again, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and I could sprain my ankle or do something silly and be stuck out here a little bit longer than I need to be. So always think about those kinds of things. If I was doing this hike at 11 in the morning, I probably wouldn't bring half the stuff, definitely wouldn't bring a flashlight. So just things to think about when you're going out to do kind of a late afternoon quick hike is prepare for anything and everything, because you never know. All right, let's have some fun. The Spanish called it Puerto del Dado, the Pass of Chance. They might have named it Puerto de Muerta, the Pass of Death, for the violence that swirled around it. Because its springs were unfailing water sources, Apache Pass, separating the Chiricahua and Dos Cabellos Mountains, drew a procession of immigrants, prospectors, and soldiers to the Apache homeland. It was also the scene of two engagements with Cochise Apache warriors, the Bascom Affair of 1861 and the Battle of Apache Pass, July 15th through 16th, 1862, in which a Union Army under the Brigadier General James Carleton was ambushed en route to confront Confederate troops in Arizona and New Mexico. The Battle of Apache Pass led to the building of Fort Bowie to protect both the pass and Apache Spring. Soldiers from the 5th California Volunteer Infantry started building it on July 28, 1862. It's 171 years ago. Set on a hill overlooking the spring, it was named for Regimental Commander Colonel George Washington Bowie. Completed in under 3 weeks, the fort was more temporary camp than a permanent post. 13 tents surrounded by irregular stone breastworks thrown up at key positions atop the hill. As winter loomed, crude stone and adobe huts replaced the tents. One officer called them mere hovels that leaked like a sieve. In 1868, a less primitive Fort Bowie was built on the plateau just 300 yards from the original location. Substantial adobe barracks, a row of houses for officers, corrals, storehouse, a post-trader store, and a hospital soon occupied the four sides of the sloping parade ground. More buildings were added over the years. When it was abandoned in 1894, Fort Bowie was a modern post of 38 structures. This is the ruins as you see them today. Between 1862 and 1886, Fort Bowie was a nerve center for the military campaign against hostile Chiricahua Apaches, led first by Cochise and then by Geronimo. Cochise finally made peace in 1872, and he and his people were given a 3,000-mile reservation in southeastern Arizona that included their traditional homeland. After Cochise died of natural causes in 1874, Indian agent Tom Jeffords tried to maintain order, but young Apaches grew discontented with reservation conditions. Their escape fueled growing distrust between the Indians and settlers. In 1876, to impose a more rigid control, the federal government abolished the Chiricahua Reservation, ordering everyone moved to the San Carlos Reservation in the hot, barren, and disease-ridden Gila River Valley. But several bands, led by Geronimo and others, fled to the northern Mexico Sierra Madre and began to terrorize the border region. But several bands, led by Geronimo and others, fled to the northern Mexico's Sierra Madre and began to terrorize the border region. For the next 10 years, most of these renegades would be captured and returned to San Carlos. But with reservation restraints and deplorable conditions, many escaped again, some more than once. In the last outbreak in May 1885, Geronimo led 134 Chiricahuas back into Mexico. They were pursued by soldiers and Apache scouts under Brigadier General George Crook, and then under Brigadier General Nelson A. Miles. After their final surrender in September 1886, Geronimo and his remaining followers were brought to Fort Bowie, assembled on the parade ground, and taken by wagons to the railroad for the long journey to exile in Florida. Geronimo's defeat ended both the Apache Wars and Fort Bowie's military usefulness. The fort was an active post for 8 more years, finally closing on October 17, 1894, when the last troops were withdrawn. Okay, that was really cool. I definitely need to put on my list to come back here. This is a really good time to be down here. I mean, it's still low 70s probably right now, or upper 60s. I'm super comfortable. It's late afternoon. Sun is still above the horizon. Probably will be just setting when I get to the car. I got about a 1.5 mile walk over to the car, but what a facility. Everything was built, you know, the second one was built, it looks like back in 1872. So this is really neat. It's definitely worth coming out just to see where it is. And the fact that people lived out here back in the 1872s, you know, and everything you had was right here, and you had, if you needed it, you got to go find it or whatnot. So really cool area. And like I said, if you get a chance, come out here, and it's definitely on my list of a return trip. All right, let's go find some camp spot. What's up, everybody? This is the inside of my camper. I usually don't shoot a shot like this, but I purchased myself a nice super wide angle lens for my birthday. It's a 20mm f1.8 lens to go on my Sony camera, so I'm able to make this place look gigantic. So this is how I usually have it set up lately. I just keep the back dinette down as a bench. I kind of like it better. I throw a pillow back here, make some food, kind of hang out. Kind of just, I don't know, it just makes it a little more comfortable. I like the dinette, but the table's a little wobbly. No offense to four-wheel campers, just not quite comfortable as this is comfortable. It's like a Chase lounge. So I'm up just outside of the Chiricahua National Monument. I'm on Forest Road 42, currently at an elevation of 5,600 feet, just under 5,700 feet. A little bit chilly outside. Currently 62 degrees inside. It was 64 degrees when I first got into the camper, so it's chilling a little bit. I did open up my vent when I was doing some cooking. I'll probably maybe throw the heater on just for a few minutes before I go to bed, and then just have it at the ready if it gets really cold up here. I'm not 100% sure if it's not. I believe the highs are like in the 70s today. I mean, it's really nice. I was over at Fort Bowie at late afternoon, which is just up the road about 15 miles, and I had just this long sleeve shirt on and shorts, and I was towing it around, and the weather was absolutely perfect. So yeah, so this is the inside. This is how I got it set up normally when I'm rolling, and as I make a couple of more modifications to it, I will drop it in the next video or two. All right, I got to get back to dinner. All right, actually, I wanted to show you guys this. This is one addition that I added, this kind of space in my camper. I looked at it for a long time. It's right above, at least on my camper, where I have a little storage door here. This is normally where the toilet would be, but I got the storage two drawers because I didn't get the toilet included. So I found this simple shoe rack thing on Amazon, and it's got two little bolts up here, and on the back side of the bolts is a little plastic sheet with the threaded insert coming through. And all I did is on the back of that threaded or plastic, it's usually just adhesive, so you could stick those two things on, let's say a washer or dryer, and then you would put the shoe rack on and then put the nut and bolt on, and it holds it in place. But so what I did is I put a little bit of Velcro on the back of those, put it onto the Velcro of the thermal liner, and then hung it up here, and it's great. And then when the whole roof comes down, it collapses down, no problem. There's no issues. Somebody was asking me if it damaged my roof at all, and it doesn't. If anything, there's just a little bit of a indentation in the headliner from the nut, but it hasn't gone through. It's just a real soft indentation. But I know that the flatbeds, have more space than slide-ins, but I just find I love to keep my floor like completely clear. Just in the middle of the night or whenever, just to have full access just to walk around your floor just really does make the things feel much bigger. So with the shoe rack, I have these big old hookahs, which are huge shoes anyway, but you can see usually at the end of the day, I'll go ahead and put those two bad boys right up in here. These are my travel flip-flops that I have that I just keep in the camper 24/7, and those stay in there. I think only once or twice have I gone down a bumpy enough road where maybe one of these comes out, and when I open the camper door, it's laying on the floor, but not a big deal. So just like everything else in the world, got this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description down below for it. It comes in a 2-pack, so I gave one away at the owners rally in December, and they're great, and I think it fits the space really good. And as I move forward, I'm trying to find little knick-knack things like this that just really fit in places that work for me. So if you guys have any suggestions, anybody else out there has flatbeds and you guys have done some cool things, let me know what we've done in the comments. If you like this, hit like. If you hate it, please write a 4-paragraph long thing about why you hate it, because those make me laugh so hard. So perfect. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow when we're out on the trails. What's up, guys? It is the next morning, obviously, and my coffee is just about ready to go down my gullet. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Chiricahuas. It's a little brisk this morning, but not too bad. We're off of Pinery Canyon Road, which is also Forest Road 42. Maybe about 3.5 miles up the road, maybe a little farther. I'm going to swing back over to the National Monument, which is just over the ridge over there. Pretty cool area, pretty dense with pinyon pines, and there's some other people out here. There's actually somebody about to drive by right now. But I've seen some big RVs and I've seen some car campers, so a little bit of everybody. I got in here last night after dark, so couldn't really see what was going on. And it's a super small moon, and once that moon set, it was really dark out. So I'm going to have some coffee and get packed down and head over to the National Monument and check it out. Maybe do a couple hikes. All right, here we go. Whew. All right, guys, here we are at the Chiricahua National Monument. It's not too crowded today. Stopped off and picked up a map at the visitor center, and the parking lot there was full, but still a little bit early, 10 o'clock. Kind of try to hit these trails before they get too crowded. Weather is perfect. I'm going to shed the heavy layers because the sun is really warming things up. So I'm going to hack around a little bit, get a little bit of video, get a little bit of photographs. This place is amazing out here. So way down in southeast Arizona, but so far well worth the trip. So let's go hiking. All right, guys. Took about an hour. I don't know if you can see it straight across me. Little tiny vehicles right now with the old GoPro, but that's the main parking lot. You go down into the valley, see some cool stuff, and then you start coming up. Over here on the other wall, and it's actually this time of year with the sun so low in the south, this is like the ideal spot to get pictures and video. This is Inspiration Point out in the Chiricahuas, and currently I have it all to myself. There's a little logbook out here. It's kind of fun. Looks like there's somebody up here yesterday, but I'm the first person on January 3rd of 2025 to be here. Yahoo! I have to drink a beer because of that. But all right, I'm going to take a look around and enjoy the scenery and take some photos. All right, guys, this was Inspiration Point. Well worth it, about 7,000 feet. Had to go down to the canyon, loop around, come back up over here on the other side of the canyon. I'm gonna try to get over and see giant balanced rock next. If it's not too far, I'm breathing at 7,000 feet. What do you think? And try to get back to the vehicle, because got a little downhill and a lot of uphill to get back to the truck. So let's get rolling. All right, guys, we're back. That's a pretty good hike, a little strenuous, just so you know. The trails either are going down or they're going up. And to get back to the parking lot, you got to go up. So beautiful weather, though. I could have done it in short sleeves and in shorts, but went with a long sleeve shirt, long pants, all good. From Jumbo Balance Rock back to the parking lot took me an hour and a half, and breathing pretty hard right now. So I'm going to get some water and get on the road, because I want to try to get over on Forest Road 42 and get up over the pass before sunset. So let's get busy.